What's up everybody, Adam Reed here from Redical Media, and today we're going to be talking about the requirements for you to be a filmmaker. And the answer to that is coffee. Lots of coffee. Ooh, that is good. Roll the intro. Even though coffee is fantastic and it tastes amazing and it gives you a Sunday afternoon kick like it is right now, it is definitely not the answer to being able to call yourself a filmmaker or start becoming a filmmaker. But yes, in this video we are going to be talking about 5 ways that you can become a filmmaker today. I'm going to start out with probably the most obvious one that you guys are all thinking right now because it's probably in the thumbnail. Gear. To be a filmmaker you need gear, everyone says. Not true, but also true at the same time. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that gear is not important, because it is important, but it shouldn't be a priority. You can have the best gear in the world and still shoot terrible video. You can have a red weapon with like dollies and everything and you could make an extremely terrible video because you don't know how to use it, you haven't created interesting shots, you haven't told a story. All of this comes into play to create a good film, so then you can call yourself a filmmaker. Now I think for me that I have a fair amount of gear. I've got 3 cameras currently, laptop, drone, a couple of microphones. And do I use all of that in every single video? No, I don't. My most popular video that I've made is called Why We Drive, and it's on around about 53,000 views on Facebook at the moment, which doesn't seem much, but think about it, when I posted that, my Facebook page had 300 people following my Facebook page and that got 53,000 views. So that is a lot when you compare the size of my channel and my Facebook page. It was shared on Facebook. And that was all shot with the camera you guys are watching from right now. It is the Canon 5D Mark II with that lens. I know what you're thinking, Adam, that is an expensive camera still. Well, I could have created that exact same video on any of my Nikons, even my cheapest one, the D5200, which is an entry-level DSLR. But what I'm trying to say is, that video wasn't popular because of its video quality. I wasn't even proud of like the video quality of that video. I actually didn't like it. But the story grabbed people and the narrative like got people's attention and it just spread throughout the online community because people could relate to it, and that is why that was so popular, not because it looked good. So yeah, what I'm trying to say here is gear is important to create the content. It should be used to help enhance the story or the message that you're trying to tell, but you shouldn't be like, I can't film stuff, I can't make videos because I don't have the greatest gear in the world. Let me show you, let me find the first camera that I made a video on. I'll be right back. Alright, I've got it. This. It's an iPod Touch, like 3rd generation, it's the old style. The screen is demolished. I made my first films on this, not that I would really call them films and I didn't really know what I was doing back then, but I used to just film like my mates riding BMX and skateboards and stuff like that, and I used to edit it on this. Absolutely terrible, but I still made films on it. That was the first thing I made films on when I was like, I don't know, 10, 11. So the point of me showing you that was, if you don't have an actual camera, like a DSLR or a point and shoot, just use your phone. Phones these days are incredible. You can even get shallow depth of field with phones now, which is insane. But don't just stick to your phone, like they're going to limit you to a certain extent. So move on to a DSLR if you can, but if you can't, just film on your phone, just do it. Alright, so that is gear, over and done with. Gotta keep drinking this though. Coffee all day, every day. Now the second way to be a filmmaker is creativity. Creativity is key in filmmaking. If you film the same thing over and over and over again, even in photography, you take the photo of the same thing over and over again, it's gonna get boring and people aren't gonna like it. Take your favorite filmmaker, whoever it is, I don't know, Alfred Hitchcock, Quentin Tarantino, you know, whatever, even if it's not any of them or any big name, take them. Take your favorite filmmaker. How many videos have they made? How many films have they made? They have similarities, they have their own auteurs, but none of the films are the exact same. They're similar, but they're not the exact same. They're filmed differently, they try different techniques, they tell different stories, and that is what I'm trying to get at with creativity. It's easy to get stuck in the same cycle because it's easy, and you just keep making the same content over and over and over again. That's not filmmaking, that's just repetition and copying exactly what you've done. It's basically going Control-C, Control-V on your videos, just saying slightly different things. And again, I'm gonna relate this back to my Why We Drive video. I've never made a video like that with a voiceover and a narrative, and I still haven't made one after it. And I don't want to feel like I'm trying to just make that because it was popular. I want to make stuff that I like. As I said, I wasn't particularly proud of that video. I'm just proud that it got spread. But if I hadn't have tried that with that kind of style and narrative for that video, I don't think that would have worked. If it was me sitting there maybe just talking about Why We Drive with no B-roll or anything, that would be so boring, that wouldn't work. I've never done a voiceover in my life, that was my first time. I even went and bought that mic over there. I think you can see it's the Rode NT USB microphone or whatever. I went out and bought that so I could record that video and it worked. But I wouldn't be making that video over and over again, because if I kept talking about different reasons about why we drove, who would watch it? They'd be like, it's the same thing. So that is why creativity is key, and not even just creativity with your narratives, creativity with the production side of things, different transitions, different shots, different music. Don't be afraid to explore with different kinds of music, because it's easy just to go, I like this style, so I'm going to edit with this style of music. It's all about being creative and pushing your limits and your boundaries in filmmaking, and that is what is going to make your content so much better, because people will keep coming back because they know they're not going to watch the same thing each time. They're there for uniqueness and to be inspired, hopefully anyway. On to the second way to be a filmmaker, and it is confidence. People can tell when you have produced a piece of work that you're confident in, that you want people to watch, and you're not scared of talking to the camera if you're doing videos like I do, or vlogs. Especially in vlogs, if you're scared of talking to the camera in vlogs, you need to get used to talking to the camera. If you're not confident in it, you're gonna stick to like really strict guidelines. You're not confident to express yourself or your opinions. You just sort of create like a neutral video. So be confident. So be confident with your videos. So here is an example of confidence. This is my very first car video that I made at a car meet. You can just tell it's just not confident. I'm kind of standing away from the cars. Some footage isn't the greatest because I didn't want to refilm it because I was too scared. You can tell that isn't the greatest video. Now this is one of my good car edits, in my opinion, that I've made, and you can just tell straight away that it is so much better. One, because of experience, but two, because of confidence. I used to be scared of filming people's cars because I thought that they might bash me because they didn't want me to look at their cars, which makes absolutely no sense. It's a privilege to have your car filmed. So now I just walk up, film their car straight away. You can tell the difference between a not very confident video and an extremely confident video. It's beginning to go a little bit cold from talking to you guys. And my fourth tip for becoming a filmmaker is a little bit different. It's something that I personally hate. It's when people aren't appreciative of other people's work and they're not open-minded about the things that they watch. It just frustrates me when people get stuck in the one thing. It's like when the age-old battle, which doesn't exist anymore, is like Canon or Nikon. People are like, Canon's better, Nikon's better. I watch various videos. I watch vlogs, I watch tech reviews, I watch how-to videos, I watch freaking PewDiePie, I watch iDubbbz. And what I'm saying is that just with online content, I'm open-minded and appreciative about all different kinds of videos and all different ways of creating videos. Because you could just watch box office films and then that's it, and you're like, alright, I gotta make it like that. You're not gonna make it like that. Like Fate of the Furious had a budget of $250 million. No one just has $250 million laying around. And we've all had those times where, say, if you're going to work and you go into work knowing that you're not gonna like it, you're not gonna like it. And it's the same with watching videos, and you don't learn anything from watching videos, because I watch lots of videos to be inspired. Inspiration is really important for any kind of creative work, because by now, not many ideas that you have are going to be completely original, because just the sheer amount that is out there. I'm not saying completely copy someone's work, I'm saying be inspired by their work. I know this was a bit of an odd one, but it's something I'm quite passionate about. Is if you watch something that you don't particularly like, try to find something that you do like in that and then praise them for it. It's like being nice, but it also opens up your mind to different ideas. You go from a narrow point of view to a wide point of view, and you get lots of different ideas for your films, and trust me, it helps out a lot. Now my fifth and final tip for becoming a filmmaker is patience. You're not going to become a filmmaker in the click of fingers. It's just not going to happen. I'm not the best filmmaker in the world, I know that, but I'm striving to become better in the videos that I make, creating different kinds of videos. It's just being patient. It's just so important when you're creating any kind of creative content, if it's for online or even just for yourself. With, say, YouTube, people put up one video and expect to get thousands of views. Not gonna happen. Doesn't work that way. And then they just go, nah, I'll give up. I can't be bothered to do this. That's not the right attitude. But if you're wanting to do it, it's a lot of hard work. And that is where the coffee comes in, because it's a lot of hard work. You spend lots of extra hours doing stuff that doesn't particularly get you anywhere, but it does eventually if you keep trying at it. Like, you can't just drop everything and be like, I'm gonna be a filmmaker or a YouTuber, like, instantly. So you're gonna have another job, or you're gonna be going to school, but then you also want to do this on the side. It's just a lot of hard work, and you have to be patient with it, because it's not just gonna happen super quick unless you're highly lucky. Not gonna happen. It's gonna come with hard work, and you have to be patient with yourself and your life and just what's happening around you. So that is my 5 reasons or ways to become a filmmaker and to call yourself a filmmaker. It is the way you think about gear, being creative, being appreciative of other people's work, being confident, and being patient. It's not all gonna happen at once. You gotta be patient, it'll come. So I hope you all got something out of this. I hope this has inspired you to go out and just start making films no matter what gear you have. And I hope that you understand that the work it's gonna take for you to make really good videos. And I hope that you just get out there and just go. Just start right now. Go out there and film something and publish it for people to see. Thank you all for watching. My name has and will probably still be Adam by the next video, and I hope to see you in the next video. Catch you guys later.